John DuPont murdered his brother in real life, and that's kind of the movie. And Channing Tatum, how do you say that guy's name? Channing Tatum, I can never say his name, played my coach, right? So if you see the movie, that's my coach. And my coach is like this tall, strongest man on earth. He started wrestling as a junior in high school, and 7 years later won the Olympics. I think the shortest winner for someone starting and winning an Olympic title in any sport in the world, maybe it's just wrestling, I don't know. The dude is like an animal. He went into the UFC. He was helping a guy train for the UFC. The guy broke his hand the night before. So they called my coach, like, hey, do you want to fight tomorrow? He's like, I've never fought UFC. They're like, who cares? You're Mark Schultz. He's like, all right. Came in and beat the crap out of the dude, just destroyed him. Like, he's probably the strongest man on planet Earth, like, honestly. If you're going to pick somebody to not fight, it would be him, okay? Of the 7 billion people on this earth. And so, anyway, so I'm wrestling at BYU. First 2 or 3 days I'm there. And then that night, I get a knock on my door. Open it up, and it's Coach Schultz. He's like, hey. I'm like, hey, man. My Olympic champ is sitting at my doorstep, like, totally geeking out. He's like, here you go. And I take this videotape from him, and the title on it said Total Violence by Mark Schultz. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Thank you. And he's like, give me your wallet. I was like, what? He's like, go get your wallet. Okay. So I go get my wallet. I come back, and I hand it to my coach. He opens it up. It's probably $12, but it was all the money I had. Takes it out of my wallet, puts it in his pocket, hands back the wallet. And I was like, too scared to like fight him on. But I'm like, hey, so what just happened? And he's like, well, I just gave you this DVD and you just paid me for it, or this VHS and you just paid me for it. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson right now that'll serve you for the rest of your life. He's like, if I just would have given you that video for free, you're taking it, you put it on the shelf, you did nothing with it. He's like, but now you've invested in it, and because you've invested in it, you will watch that thing every single day, and you will become a better wrestler because of it. And then he left. And guess what I did after he left? I put the video in, I started watching it, and I started watching it over and over and over again. And same thing is for you. A lot of you guys are like, Russell, if this is so awesome, if you believe in it so much, why don't you just let me come for free, and if I make money, then I'll pay you. I could do that, but guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to get the result you need. Just like my coach taught me. So that's why we make you pay, because people who pay attention. Okay? And if $2,000 is a lot of money for you right now, then guess what? You need this more than anybody else. If $15,000 out of your reach right now, you need this more than anybody else. You have to understand that. I was with Grant Cardone at his event, and after I spoke, and we sold a $2,000 course at his thing. He's like, I'm going to go on stage afterwards and tell these people, first off, if you can't afford that, you need it more than anyone else. And second off, if you're broke and you can't afford it, he's like, dude, what's another $2,000 on your credit card? You're already broke. You're already paying the monthly fee. It's just he's like, call your bank, up it, and go buy it. And I was like, it's a good point. If you're already broke, who cares about if you're more broke? Like, there's not, like, you're broke and you're broke. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is an investment that'll get you from broke to unbroke. So does it really hurt to go $2,000 deeper or $14,000 deeper? Not really. Okay? And it was kind of cool when he came on stage and yelled at everybody. I should find that video clip. It was really, really cool. And I was like, that's so true. Right? So what I'm doing is I'm telling all these stories to help people to justify this, to help people to emotionally connect and logically be able to convince themselves. So I'm telling my Coach Schultz story. I'm telling Grant Cardone's story. I might tell Robert Kiyosaki's story about, if you've read Rich Dad, I'll slip in a story. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in that book, Robert Kiyosaki, he talked about how he said that there's two types of people. There's people that are poor and there's people that are rich. He said there's a different mindset between the rich and the poor. He says somebody who is poor will look at something like this and be like, oh, crap, I can't afford that. That sucks. That would have been cool, but I can't afford it. Someone rich will look at that and say, huh, how can I afford that? If you look at the words, they're almost the same. They're not that much different. I can't afford that. How can I afford that? But when you say how, it shifts the question in your mind. You say, how could I afford that? If I was going to do that, what would I need to do? Would I just need to call my bank and ask for a bump on my credit limit? Maybe that's it. How can I afford that? Do I ask my parents? Do I ask my friends? Do I get a side job? Do I sell some crap in my garage on eBay? Like, how could I afford that? I remember the first time I brought into a program was $1,000. Imagine I was newly married, unemployed. My wife's making $9.50 an hour, and it was a $1,000 course. Okay, that was 1/12 of our annual income. Like, that's sad. That's really sad to think about now. But I was looking, I was like, how can I afford that? I have to get this if I want to transition from here to here. I knew that. It's like, how can I afford that? And so I went to Home Depot. I bought a $12 rake and like a $13 tarp. And I went and I knocked on a door and I was like, hey man, can I rake your leaves? He's like, all right, how much? I'm like, I don't know, what's it worth to you? He's like, $25. I'm like, done. Rake, put them on the tarp, throw them in the back of a truck, and then we dumped them. Came back next house, Hey man, can I rake your leaves? Sure, how much does it cost? I don't know, what's it worth to you? I'll give you $100. Really? Yes, boom, boom, boom. And we did that, earned the money. I didn't earn the $1,000 I needed, but I earned enough to put the minimum monthly payment on my credit card for the thing. Boom. Okay, so there's like my Robert Kiyosaki story. Same thing, minimum monthly payment. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't afford $2,000. I can't afford $14,000. I'm like, dude, that's the cool thing about this, right? Okay, so imagine this. You put this on your credit card. Visa and MasterCard finance this entire thing for you, or American Express or whatever, right? They put it on, you put it on the credit card. What happens? Nothing. No money came out of your bank account, right? Visa, MasterCard gave you the money sitting there. Now what's cool about this is you have 30 days before the first minimum monthly payment's due. 30 days. So what does that mean? That means you get started right here, you get done one rung in the ladder, and in 30 days the minimum monthly payment's due. So what's the minimum monthly payment on $2,000? $100? Can you afford $100 right now to get coached by the greatest people in the world for $100? Can you? If not, you should go get a side job, wait some tables. One night you can make $100 and take that money and you get coached by me, someone who's made more millionaires than anybody I know online for $100, okay? Now, after you pay that $100, your minimum monthly payment, what happens next? You have 30 more days to get the next rung of the ladder, and in 30 more days, do you think you'll make at least $100 with your new online business? Maybe. But what if you didn't? If you didn't, can you afford $100 to continue to get coached by the greatest coaches living right now? I don't know. If not, can you get a job? Can you the weekend go like walk someone's dog for $100? You go rake some leaves? Cool, you pay that, then what happened? You pay the $100, now you have 30 more days to keep going through this training, okay? You're not paying $2,000 today, you're paying $100 a month until you're successful. And somewhere along this route, you're gonna hit it, and at that point, then you just pay it all off and you're free and clear. Okay? So you see, I'm telling stories. After I justify the price, I'm just telling stories over and over again so people understand, like, this isn't that much money. Okay? Some people are like, oh, that's a lot of money. But when you look at it that way, it's not that big of a deal, right? So for you, it's like figuring out those stories. That's why I loved going to all these seminars and listening to people do their presentations. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. The way he told that story, I could use that. And I'm always looking for things like that over and over and over again. Okay? And same thing's true for you. So that is kind of the process. There's a little behind the scenes of how we did the perfect webinar hack. Was that cool for you guys to kind of see? Hopefully. I can't see everyone's. If you saw it was cool, give me some hearts or some stars or some something. Yeah, go crazy. Cool. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a 10-minute break. And at the same time, I want you guys to know that the 2 Comma Club coaching program is open right now. It's going to be open until Sunday at midnight, which means right now for you guys, if you're still thinking about like, do I want to be a millionaire in the next 12 months? If that's like honestly something you're still thinking about and you haven't just jumped right in, go to 2commaclubcoaching.com, go get signed up. Like I said, we have a FAT event starting on Monday here, which means that group we're going to be taking through the experience that a lot of you guys are going to be experiencing with us. And so we're closing it down so we can focus on that group. And then right after that, we're going to start and spend the next 8 weeks going through with everybody, getting everyone prepared. And then those who come in at this level, at the end of it, you'll come to the 3-day event here as well. It's the next FAT event. So it's kind of cool. It gives you a chance to jump in right now. A couple other really cool things is that the training's already in there. We took the Inner Circle members through that. So you don't have to go wait till next week to get started. Like when you get signed up right now at 2commaclubcoaching.com, you'll jump in and you can start diving into these right away. And if you don't have a product yet, like that's the best time. Good, because module number 1 is going to help you figure out what market are you going to be in, why, what are you trying to sell, like all this stuff. If you look at the curriculum, like these are the 2 textbooks for the Secrets Masterclass. Okay, I think there's 35 secrets between these books, and we put them in chronological order. People always ask me, like, what books should I read first, this one or this one? And like, honestly, it's I wish if I could write this again, I'd be like, okay, chapter number 1 is this, then read chapter 2 and 3, then go back to chapter 5, and so that's kind of what we did inside of the Secrets Masterclass. Is it tells you, read this chapter of this book, watch these 6 videos, and fill out this worksheet. Okay, now you're going to read chapter this here, and then go back to this chapter, and then watch these 4 videos where Russell presented this to the Inner Circle, and then watch this right here. And then it kind of goes back and forth through that. So by the time it's done, you'll have you'll figured out your market, you figure your offer, you figure out how to do all of this stuff. You figure out how to find your voice, get the result, how to get the things. We're gonna figure out. Oh, sorry. How to create your irresistible offer, how to create the things, how to do the stack slide, like all the stuff you'll be going through. And those who come in at the $15,000 level, by the time you're done with the 8 weeks, then you're going to come here. And what's cool is we'll be hanging out and we'll be going slide by slide by slide by slide by slide by slide by slide. So by the end of the 3 days, you'll have your presentation done, finished, perfect, and ready to go for your weekly webinars. So that's kind of what's happening. I hope you guys take advantage of this. This is, again, I mentioned this yesterday, like this is something that's not for me. Everyone's like, oh, Russell's gonna make more money. Like, seriously, the quality of my life will not change even a little bit when you get started in here. This is not about me at all. This is about you. If you know you wanna go from here to here, there's a lot of ways you can keep going what you're doing, and eventually you might hit it, which is awesome. But I promise you, when you get around this group of people, you're gonna hit it a lot faster. And that's kind of the goal of 2 Comma Club coaching. So with that said, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Bathrooms, drinks. When I come back, I'm gonna show you guys the virtual book tour that we did that basically got us over 3 million views in 30 days of our book tour. And it's a really cool way to help. Like we did it with our book launch, but it's the same. You can do the same with webinar launches, everything to launch these funnels. It's one of the coolest new strategies. The other thing, I've had like probably 500 people message me asking me how they can get the recordings to this product, to the Expert Secrets Masterclass, because some of you guys missed day 1 or you missed day 2 or you're seeing different pieces of it. And so basically what's going to happen is we're pulling these all down because this is an actual product. We're going to be selling for $997. But those who get started in the 2 Comma Club coaching, we're going to edit these, clean them up, and we'll have them in the members area. The entire Expert Secrets Masterclass product will be in there. So you guys can go through that as well. That's the only way to get access to it right now. So that's the game plan. We'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes.
ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels like funnels.
ClickFunnels.
ClickFunnels? Like, again, so cliche, but it's a f***ing game changer.
Funnel Hacking Live is the one event that you need to be at. Having the skill set of knowing how to build funnels is the single most valued skill set.
I think there's a difference between watching it done and actually doing it yourself. I would say that that's the main difference.
Funnel Hackathon is super 100% hands-on. It's literally, here's what we need to do. Now we're all gonna do it together. Like there's none of that when I fly home tomorrow, because it's done.
This event is most suited for people who want to accelerate their story to the market.
You're really developing something. You're leaving with something very tangible.
This will give you the right mentality to be able to succeed no matter what industry.
You know, when you have Russell around you all the time, all of a sudden, things don't seem unrealistic. It's just like, I can do this.
You enter his world where he is, and you can just see him in action. And the great thing, that action is within your business.
It's nonstop. I mean, we were at it from 9 a.m. to midnight, just learning, implementing, sharing.
It's so cool that I'm going to leave with a product that's going to make me a lot of money.
And here it's like a totally safe, vulnerable space where you can just be like, I suck at this stuff. What am I supposed to do here? And then you have guys who have done exactly what you want to do or have done 10 times anything you've ever thought of right there next to you saying, hey, have you thought of this? Do you think that would work for you? And you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I should start doing that.
I learned more in that compressed period of time than I had in almost the 2 years of being inside of ClickFunnels.
I would pay any amount of money if I could come back and do that every month or 2.
So if you're looking for an opportunity to work with amazing people and work under the guidance of somebody who really knows what they're doing and be able to get things done, it's unbeatable.
If you hate money, then this event is not for you, because it's just going to get you more money and you're going to make an impact in the world doing what you love most.
I've been working with dentists for about 10 years. And I've helped set up practices for doctors all over the place and some really cool success stories. After 10 years and 7 days, I wrote this book and it became a bestseller, and it was very specific just for dentists in the dental niche to give them a step-by-step proven path to go find a location for their practice. But I still didn't have that kind of platform to grow it exponentially beyond myself and beyond my own unproven efforts, kind of dabbling with systems and dabbling with marketing. I got an invitation to a webinar with this guy named Russell. There was a picture of him like this or something on a picture. It said, I made $17,000 a day on a photo. So I clicked and I listened and I thought, this guy's crazy. But that sounds really interesting and it doesn't really apply to me, but it sounds like this guy from this webinar has some ideas that I could apply to my business. When I was making the decision to sign up for the Ignite program, I actually didn't even know what I was signing up for. There was this sort of understanding that there was this future result that I believed they could get me to, and I had no idea how to get there. And I remember asking Randy on the phone, how are we going to get there? And he said, well, we've got all these other team members, we got these people, this one guy buys Facebook ads, this other guy does strategy, this other guy helps build pages. And I was like, those all sound really good. I guess this is for me then. I have people who I can call now on the Ignite team who take care of Facebook ads and help me understand what to do. People who help me build pages really well. In connecting with Russell directly, asking him about specific copywriting questions or specific ways to deliver presentations that I'm putting together. But they're able to see what's working, and I'm able to kind of jump on that train with them and apply it to my industry so that my business can make more revenue, so I can provide really well for my family, so I can save for my future, and now so we can make a bigger impact across the world with things like bringing our clients into third world countries to serve them really well. The Ignite program for me isn't just advice. We've got new contracts just since that 7-month point. Those new contracts are over $1 million in new contracted revenue, which, I don't say that to brag, but it's my way of kind of thinking, holy crap, this is really working. Like, not only are we delivering amazing results and getting fantastic testimonials from people and high fives from our clients and big bear hugs, and they're putting us on their Facebook pages as thank yous for what we're doing. Those kinds of things are awesome. And we have this metric called revenue that shows that people are responding to what we're doing and they're liking what we're doing. And I'm 100% sure that this new trajectory of revenue for us would not have been possible if I didn't pursue the path with the Ignite program. It's been really good.
I was almost at the point where I was ready to say, maybe I should go find a job. And that's when I said, no way. There's no way. I was lost. I was letting my business run me. I wasn't running my business. So I needed a coach, and so I found you guys via Facebook, where somebody else was already using ClickFunnels. And so I was like, what is this ClickFunnels thing? So I did some investigative work and finally came to ClickFunnels, and I was like, whoa, this is some powerful stuff. I got this software that could totally take my business to the next level, but I'm having trouble using it, like really getting my hands around it. So I'm listening to Russell's podcasts, and all of a sudden he starts talking about this Inner Circle program and this Ignite program. So I was like, I need to be involved in that. If I'm gonna take my business and my life to the next level, I need to be part of that. To really get that coach to diagnose my issues and to come back to me and say, hey, this is where you're struggling, and point me in the right direction. I never had that as a business owner. When I struggle with things or I'm stuck on a topic, I go to my Ignite members and I ask them for help. And that there is priceless, because here's other successful, like-minded individuals like myself, and they have the motivation and drive exactly like I have. So to team up with people like that on projects and stuff is extremely powerful, and provides a tremendous amount of value, to your business. Back when I was like 6 or 7 years old, I joined soccer. I was this little chubby kid, so I guess they put me in the soccer program to help me manage my weight. So anyway, I hated the game. I just did it because my parents wanted me to do it. But I don't know how we did it, but we made it to the championship game that season. And so I remember running up and down the field, and every time the ball would be on one side of the field, I'd be on the other. And every time I would try to get to the ball would be. So anyway, it was a mess. So I'll never forget this. When I remember being in the game, and I remember all the people on the sideline, and the one guy that stood out from all those people was my dad. And I remember him just screaming, go, get the ball. And I looked at him, and I don't know what it was, but it just made me haul ass down the field and get that ball, and I chased the ball down, and sure enough, I scored my first goal ever. And that was a point in my life at such a young age that said, no matter what you do, never give up, because when you never give up, the outcome is always positive, and you'll always be successful. And that was my biggest thing. I said before joining the program, I don't know if I'm gonna get my return, but if I don't do it, I'm gonna be where I'm at. So I said, don't give up, do it. And so I did, and I always keep my father up to date with my business, because he's always worried. He's my dad, so he'll always worry about me. When I told him I made my money back on the program, his